1. NBA free agency update. Thomas, Wong, Walker, Theis. 2. Brooklyn Nets free agency. The slow roll on Cam Thomas explained. 3. Cam Thomas loses IT on Zach Lowe. F***K the consensus NBA news and drama. 1. NBA free agency update. Thomas, Wong, Walker, Theis. Free agent notes. Thomas, Wong, Walker, Theis. Expanding on his earlier reporting, https://www.hoopsrumors.com/2025/07/fishes-latest-nets-Thomas-Giddy-Grimes.html. On restricted free agent guard Cam Thomas. https://www.basketball-reference.com/players/t/Tomika02.html UTM _medium=linker _UTM_source =www.hoopsrumors.com UTM_campaign =2025-0 7-18 Brian Lewis of the New York Post. https://2025-074/18/sports/net-playing-waiting-game-with-Cam-Thomas-amid-soft-mark. Subscriber link reveals 3 credible sources suggest the situation may remain unresolved for some time. The Nets, the only NBA team with cap space left, are actively exploring how to utilize it. Until a resolution is reached, they are likely not rushing to sign Thomas, and his camp isn't pressing the issue either. Beyond this, there's a significant divide in how the two sides view Thomas's value. As Lewis notes, a source familiar with the guard's mindset believes he could seek $30 million annually, since he doesn't see himself as lesser than Immanuel Quickley, $32.5 million, Tyler Hero, $32 million, or RJ Barrett, $28.7 million. However, the Nets probably won't consider a deal near that price, especially with no rival suitors offering substantial offers. 2 league insiders questioned whether the 23-year-old might accept a $6 million qualifying offer to reach unrestricted free agency in 2026, though that would likely be a last resort. Here are more insights from free agents worldwide. *CSE, an agency representing basketball players, held a pro day in Las Vegas on Tuesday. https://ag.org/news/CSE-holds/las-vegas-pro-day-multiple-players-draw-NBA-ABL-interest. Spencer Davies of RG.org reports that teams like Isaiah Wong. https://www.basketball-reference.com/players/Wongus01.html UTM_medium=linker=UTM_source www.hoopsrumors.com UTM_campaign=2025-07-18 Isaiah Bruckington and Chasun Randall were in attendance. G League and international veterans like center Garrison Brooks and wing Pedro Bradshaw also participated, drawing interest as potential NBA training camp sceners. Wong had productive talks with the Jazz, according to Davies. The 24-year-old guard was in camp with Utah last fall and joined the Salt Lake City Stars in the G League before moving to Charlotte. After missing out on Vasilij Micic, https://www.basketball-reference.com/players/m/Masikva01.html UTM_medium=linker=UTM_source www.hoopsrumors.com UTM_campaign=2025-0 7-18 who signed with Hapoel Tel Aviv. Real Madrid is targeting veteran guard Lonnie Walker https://www.basketball-reference.com/players/Walkerlow01.html UTM_medium =linker &UTM_source www.hoopsrumors.com &UTM_campaign =2025-07-18_BBR and big man Daniel Theis. https://www.basketball-reference.com/players/T/Theista01.html UTM_medium =linker and UTM_source www.hoopsrumors.com and UTM_campaign =2025-07-18_BBR. Walker, who finished last season with the 76ers, and Theis, who played for AS Monaco after being waived by Oklahoma City in February, are on Real Madrid's radar. But here's where it gets controversial. While the Nets are waiting for a resolution, some analysts argue they should have acted sooner, while others believe patience is key. Would you agree that the Nets are being strategic, or do you think they should have locked up Thomas earlier? The debate continues as the NBA's free agent market remains dynamic. 2. Brooklyn Nets free agency. The slow roll on Cam Thomas explained. Imagine you're at a high-stakes poker table, and you're holding all the cards. That's essentially the position the Brooklyn Nets find themselves in during this NBA free agency period, particularly when it comes to their star restricted free agent, Cam Thomas. Jake Fisher recently shed some light on Brooklyn's strategy, revealing that the team is employing a slow roll approach, a calculated move that allows them to control the pace of negotiations without any urgency. This strategy is typical of situations where you don't want to bid against yourself when you have the upper hand. Over 2 weeks into free agency, many around the league are puzzled by Brooklyn's use of their cap space. However, Fisher clarifies that one thing is certain: the Nets aren't planning to make aggressive moves like they did in the past. Back then, under Sean Marks' leadership, they offered lucrative deals to restricted free agents like Otto Porter Jr., Tyler Johnson, and Alan Crabb. This summer, though, that approach seems off the table. Instead, Fisher notes that the Nets are focusing on Cam Thomas with a slow roll strategy. This means they're not rushing into negotiations with him. It's a business decision, all about timing and leverage. Sources indicate that the team hasn't even significantly engaged with Thomas yet, leaving many wondering what their next move will be. Brian Lewis echoed this sentiment, stating that the Nets are in no hurry, much like other teams dealing with restricted free agents like Josh Giddey and Quentin Grimes. The Nets hold significant power in these negotiations. They have the rights to match any offer made to Thomas and can sign him using his bird rights without dipping into their cap space. This position gives them flexibility and control over the negotiation process. The market for Thomas is complex. He views himself as one of the top shooting guards in the league, seeking a deal around $30 million annually. However, opinions on his value vary widely within the league, with some considering him more of a ball hog than a valuable asset. Zach Lowe recently described the consensus on Thomas as empty calories ball hog, highlighting the polarizing views within the NBA community. Meanwhile, the Nets have yet to sign their other restricted free agents, Day'Ron Sharpe and Ziaire Williams, though deals are reportedly in place. They're taking their time to decide whether to use cap space or the room MLE for these signings. So, what are the Nets doing while they wait? They're actively exploring trade opportunities to bolster their draft assets. Recently, they traded away sharpshooter Cam Johnson to acquire Michael Porter Jr. and Terrence Mann, securing the number 22 pick in the last draft and an unprotected 2032 first-round pick from Denver. This move indicates their focus on building a strong draft position, particularly for the 2026 draft, which is highly anticipated. In essence, Brooklyn is playing it cool, relying on their cap flexibility to absorb salary in trades that could yield more draft capital. Thomas has until October 1 to accept his qualifying offer, which would make him an unrestricted free agent next year. With no urgency to rush into deals, the Nets are content with their slow pace, waiting for the right moment to make their next move. This strategy sparks an interesting question. How will the Nets balance their need for immediate talent with their long-term draft aspirations? Will they find a way to make Cam Thomas a key part of their future, or will they use their cap space to pursue other opportunities? 3. Cam Thomas loses IT on Zach Lowe. F***K The consensus NBA news and drama. When criticism goes public, emotions can erupt, and that's exactly what happened after Brooklyn Nets guard Cam Thomas unleashed a fiery, explicit tirade against NBA analyst Zach Lowe. The heart of the storm? Thomas's stinging response to accusations of being a ball hog. Here's the spark that set it off. On Friday, Thomas took to social media with a blunt, unfiltered message. Tagging Zach Lowe directly, he wrote, "F you and the consensus," mocking the idea that the basketball world's shared opinion matters. He fired back at critics, pointing out the contradiction. Why do so many teams double-team me if I'm supposedly not that good? Someone explain that. You can find his original post here, https://x.com/status/1946250854513697190. The provocation followed remarks Lowe made on his podcast, which NBA retweet amplified across social media. Lowe noted, "The consensus on Cam Thomas, if there is one, since he has his loyalists and strong detractors, is something like, empty calories ball hog." Let's pause. This is where basketball debates get heated. Is Thomas truly a selfish scorer, or is he unfairly pigeonholed? These questions continue to divide fans and analysts alike, as Cam Thomas remains one of the NBA's most polarizing young talents. While he commands a loyal fanbase, some coaches and front office insiders still question his impact when it comes to actually winning games. This debate boils over regularly on social media, and this time, Thomas stepped right into the fray, unafraid to defend himself. Despite being Brooklyn's leading scorer, he's often sensitive to critiques of his defense and particularly prickly when it comes to his supposed unwillingness to pass the ball. But that narrative doesn't tell the whole story. This past season, before a hamstring injury sidelined him after just 25 games, Thomas finished strong. He dished out a career-high 10 assists in his last appearance. He points to this, and the Nets' competitive play before his injury and a wave of trades, as proof of his valuable contributions. But here's where it gets controversial. Thomas took the opportunity to throw some shade at Brooklyn's front office, especially GM Sean Marks. He tweeted, "Empty calories? First off, before I got hurt and those trades happened, we were the 5th or 6th seed in the East. I can't control what the GM does with the roster. Second, am I really a ball hog? I was second on the team in assists, not even counting the point guards who came and went." He wasn't done yet. When Sharif Phillips-Keaton of NetsWire cited Lowe's comments and spotlighted the fact that Thomas was one of only about a dozen guards to notch 24 points and 3.8 assists per game while shooting at least 43.8% last season, Thomas gleefully reposted it, joking, "Nobody notices this stuff with me though, I swear," adding a flurry of laughing emojis. Let's talk about the business side, because this is the part most people miss. Right now, Thomas is in restricted free agency limbo with the Nets. The team offered him a qualifying deal of $5.99 million, but sources told the Post both sides are taking their time. Interestingly, a person close to Thomas claims he hopes for a deal as high as $30 million per year, while other league voices told Nets Daily that Brooklyn shouldn't offer even $10 million annually. That's a gap that could lead to some surprising decisions. Meanwhile, as the Nets wrapped up summer league action with a narrow 87-83 loss to the Sixers, none of their 5 recent first-round draft picks played. In their place, rookie Tyrese Samuel, despite being 25 and undrafted, impressed with 19 points and 12 rebounds in his Las Vegas debut, while Quincy Olivari chipped in 18 points, though his shooting left room for improvement. So, here's the real question: is Cam Thomas unfairly criticized, or are fans blinded by his offensive highlights? Did Lowe cross a line, or is this just fair analysis? And more provocatively, should Brooklyn do whatever it takes to keep him, or consider moving on? Dive into the comments and tell us what you think. Do you side with Thomas, or do you believe that consensus is onto something? Let the debate begin.